Hey everybody, thanks for picking up this download. Let's jump right into creature design. As you know from the final image, I'm going to be creating the Cthulhu character here. So right now I'm just starting out on a new layer, just with a kind of a textury sketch brush, and just really loosely trying to figure out a good pose for this character. You can see how loose this is, how rough you can start out these. These are just very quick warming up exercises. And so I just grab a few new layers, and this is going to be sped up from this point on. And you can see how loose it is. It's nothing pretty. It's a bunch of squiggly lines trying to get more of an emotional kind of thing at this point, as opposed to a very tight drawing. So, starting out the head, throwing in a rib cage there, some kind of spikes, throwing some arms, legs, until you get a page that is full of these loose sketches, and deciding from one of those sketches. So I picked a pose that I kind of liked, and you can see to the left that there's a description there. So it's basically a description I found online that I put together of the Cthulhu character. So that's on this download as well, so you guys can read through it and come up with your own interpretation. But essentially the character has an octopus-like head, a humanoid body, and dragon wings. That's what's described of the character. Everything else can be left open to interpretation. So here I'm trying to work in some anatomy, and I'm just on that one layer, and I'm using just values, just black, white, and grays, and I'm just color picking from within. So it's kind of becoming a half sketch, half kind of painting. Here it is overlapping a little bit. You guys definitely get the idea of what's going on here. So basically you create a bunch of silhouettes, you pick the best one from there as an art director would. Let's say if you were designing Cthulhu for a video game, you'd want to do a bunch of silhouettes and present them to the art director, much like I did initially here. A page of silhouettes, have them pick one, and then you go and you kind of flesh out, as they say, put in a lot more detail into the silhouette or the silhouettes that they like. So here added a figure there for scale, just a really quick stick figure, and now going back in and trying to work out not only the anatomy, but just, you can see here the rhythm of the piece. He's kind of bent a little, so we have this rhythm that's going through the piece, which is I touch a lot more on it as we go, but that's also very important for an illustration or a piece of concept art. Does your piece have movement? It's always a bad place to be when your piece is really stiff, when you put in so much work and detail, yet your piece is stiff. So you want your image to look like as if it was a photograph taken right at a moment of, in this case, extreme movement. Here we have a creature that's coming out of the water at great speed. And so it should look like, if you were there and you took a snapshot of it with your camera, what things would be in focus, what would be moving, how your character is going to react to it. And then you put your own little theatrical little spin on it. It's obviously a made-up creature. So the idea of bringing in tentacles or extra arms to the midsection just kind of came to me at this point.